My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Now, today's guest is Christine Glasner, zooming in from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And Christine's story is a little bit different. Christine is a high school teacher by trade, and she got into real estate investing with long-term buy and hold properties and is now starting to do flips. And I know a lot of people that we've interviewed, it's kind of been the other way around. They start with flips and then eventually get into also doing buy and hold. So Christine, welcome to the show. Looking forward to our conversation.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
All right. So tell us a little bit about how a high school teacher got interested in real estate in the first place.
Yeah, well, it's all my daughter's fault. I blame her.
Good girl. Good daughter, if you ask me.
Yeah, years ago, she got me hooked on that HGTV show, Trading Spaces.
Okay.
And I have just been hooked ever since. And in 2006, I moved from Florida to North Carolina. When I bought my primary residence, it had a basement apartment. So that started me out with house hacking before I even knew that was a thing.
I think that wasn't even a term back then. So yeah, good on you. And then what was your next investment property after the house hack?
After a few years, I had met and married my second husband, and he had his house and one rental. He and his youngest daughter moved in with me. We rented his place out. And then together we bought our first property, which was a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,100 square foot house, and rented that out. Mm-hmm. And then came a pair of duplexes, which I still own. So it's 4 units, all 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Got them for such a steal back around 2013 for $18,000.
Wow. Each?
All together.
Oh my goodness. That's a pretty good deal. All right. So fast forward 10 years, they're worth significantly more than that, I'm pretty sure.
$324,000 as of last March.
Beautiful. Congratulations. That is a beautiful, beautiful success story there. So what have been your big takeaways over the years being a small landlord, as we'd say? Are you self-managing these properties? Do you hire that out? How do you take care of your tenants and toilet issues?
I was self-managing. At one time, I had my full-time job teaching. I was teaching part-time at a community college and self-managing 8 rentals, 8 doors. And it was a lot. Yeah. And I wanted a property manager. And my husband at the time was just, okay, wait until we get to 10. I'm like, I'm dying here. And then I wanted to do a flip. And he's like, well, let's wait.
Hopefully he was helping out a little bit. It wasn't all on you. Nope.
Okay. It became more.
The silence said 1,000 words, Christine. I get it. Yeah.
Heck, we're not together anymore. That's just what everything.
Those damn men are useless. I tell you what. Okay. So so did you wait to 10 or did you get some help?
No, we had split up. He kept that first little 2-bedroom, 1-bath, the house we had bought together. I had my original house. I kept the duplexes, and I had things happened over COVID. Dad passed away. I sold my original house, moved down to Florida to take care of Mom, moved her back up here with me to Winston-Salem. Wow. And because of all that, I put the duplexes under a property manager. And big takeaway, they are so worth it.
Wish I'd have done that a long time ago. Okay, well, hey, better late than never. So what piqued your interest and why did you decide to venture into doing flips?
I've been wanting to do one for a long time. And again, husband at the time was like, let's wait till we get to 10 rentals. I'm like, what is it with you and the 10 rentals? And so after moving here, I finally just really decided I needed to get serious about what I was wanting to do, wanting to transition out of teaching and have this be my full-time thing. So even though I had been meaning to do it for years, in January 2022, I finally created my LLC.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got myself some coaching, both strictly real estate and then also just a business and personal coach.
Good.
And I have come so far. So that's another big takeaway, is to get the help of somebody who's further ahead than you. Get that coaching,
Yeah.
regardless of what you have to pay for it, because it'll pay for itself down the road.
Good, good, good. All right. So walk us through this, because I think you're just finishing up, or you finished your first flip, or you're partway through. Where are you at with your flip?
Partway through. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Demo is done and things are now being put back in.
all right. So, hey, is it as much fun as it looks like on HGTV?
Actually doing it, yes, pretty much. We have been lucky and not hit any of these major snafus like, oh my God, you have mold everywhere and that's going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars.
Mhm.
So we were lucky that way. It's pretty much a cosmetic flip, an expensive one, but still a cosmetic one.
Yeah.
But lesson learned there was just not to wait on anything and have those backups ready, because finding people to come and do things, they'll say they come and then they don't.
So what you're saying is you want to make sure that you've got multiple contractors ready to go, and not if, but when one of them flakes out.
Pretty much. Now, my main contractor, he's still here, but
Yeah.
it's like the people that we've hired to take down a tree in the front yard.
Mm.
It's like, okay, I got my bids. I contact them. I say, yes, you got the job. When can you come out and do it? Oh, can I come take a look? Again, I'm like, sure. I'm there when he wants to be there. He doesn't show up. I text him again. I'm like, okay, so when are you did you come by later? When can you do the job? Silence.
Ghost. He ghosted you.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, if you can't do it, if you don't have time to do it, that's fine. Just let me know. I'll go find somebody else.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, people are, it's funny how it's amazing how some people stay in business, if you ask me. Like it's mind boggling. Hey, I've got a question for you, Christine, because I'm not sure, but I think the teaching gig's a pretty good, steady kind of profession. Thankless some of the times. You're a high school teacher. Yeah, that's got to be challenging. What are your thoughts? You want to transition into real estate full time. Why is that?
Well, like I said, it is a little bit on the thankless side most of the time. At the beginning of the pandemic, we were all kind of being praised as heroes for putting up with these kids all day long, because now the parents had to do it.
Yeah.
And then after a while, we became villains. And so it was just like, oh yeah, because teachers don't want to come back and teach and they want to stay home, because people were posting that, they were out on the beach instead of in the classroom. And I'm just like, I'm working more and harder and longer, staying at home and having to sit on the couch and try to monitor these kids and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to, which is really hard virtually.
Yeah.
Versus being in a classroom. But it's it's a lot of, it's income driven for a lot of it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's the opportunity for you to make about as much doing a good flip as you do working all year as a teacher, right? Or 6 months or whatever. Yeah.
I remember teaching at the community college one time, and there was this young girl in there. She was a secretary for a fertilizer company, and she said she was there to get a raise. And when I asked her how much she was currently making, she told me, I'm like, she was already making twice what I was at the time. Wow. And I had a 4-year degree, and she was there at a community college. And I'm like, yeah, there's got to be something better.
There's something wrong with this picture. All right. Very good, Christine. So we were talking a little bit before we started recording. You're starting to get into doing videos and social media type stuff. Tell me a little bit about that. I'm curious.
Well, social media seems to be the way that you put yourself out there, especially since the pandemic again, since a lot of physical get-togethers were kind of put on hold. And so it seemed the way to meet folks was on Zooms and on social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else you happen to have. And I only had Facebook, and I'm a part of another group online. And one of the guys on there was just like, Instagram is the business card of today. If you don't have an Instagram, you're stupid. And we all kind of laughed, but it's kind of true.
Hmm.
So yeah, I have one of my high school students helping me out with an Instagram account.
Very good. But you're already doing some video type stuff. So what are you doing for videos?
So I'm just using my cell phone. I don't have anything fancy,
Yeah.
and I'm in the reno, and I just kind of tape myself explaining things of what I'm doing.
Mhm.
When I started demo on the tile walls in the bathroom, when I was taking down wallpaper, when I was trying to take out the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
And so I've been getting some good feedback. And right before school started, one of our professional development sessions was on making videos.
Hmm.
So I went to that, and they taught us how to kind of put some things together. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And so I'm using what I learned there to help me with these little videos. And it has its own little intro graphic and theme music. And there we go.
Nice. You're having fun with it.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. And that's kind of to document your journey, get the word out that you're actively doing stuff in real estate, generate a little bit of interest around that. And what's the end goal? Is that to generate leads for motivated sellers with properties that you might be able to buy, or is that to generate leads about potential money partners? What's kind of your end game with the social media stuff?
All of the above.
Yeah.
I actually, Sunday, I was out to lunch with my mother and got a phone call from someone I had lunch with over the summer. And
Mhm.
he is a private money lender. And he called me up and he said, hey, Christine, I saw your videos. And he goes, how's it going? And I said, oh, we're moving along now. Things are progressing really nicely. And he asked me, he goes, well, what's in the pipeline? What do you got next? I said, well, right now I got my hands full with this one, especially
Yeah.
since I'm still teaching. And he goes, all right. He's like, well, he's like, I've got money. I want to get my hands dirty too. Let's do one together. I'm ready.
Nice.
Okay. So there we go.
Perfect. There you go. Well, you're getting things set up. That's really smart, Christine. Yeah. Social media can be huge. Again, I like the way you're doing it because, coming from your educational background, I'm sure it's very comfortable for you to explain what you're doing and kind of point things out step by step. The only recommendation I would give for you, which I'm sure you're aware of already, is just be really careful with the social media that it doesn't come across like you're soliciting investors directly off of that. Like the way this happened with this guy is perfect. It's like it's by osmosis. It's organic. He reached out to you. You already had that pre-existing relationship. That's fantastic. So keep rolling with that. I think that's going to be great. And what are your goals and aspirations for the next year or two? Where do you see your real estate investing business going?
Well, if I find another property where the numbers make sense, I wouldn't mind doing another flip, especially since I have a private money lender ready to
Right on.
go.
Yes.
But I really want to move up into some larger multifamilies.
Hmm. And
So
have
keep
you
going with
gotten?
that buy and hold that I do.
I see. All right. And you've got a couple of small multifamilies. So when you say larger multifamilies, what size?
Well, about a year or so ago, I was looking at a 12 unit apartment building.
Yeah.
The numbers looked pretty good. And before I could get the private money lenders together for the amount we needed, the guy decided to pull it off the market.
Yeah, that's a challenge. So a big recommendation there for you, Christine. A couple of things. First things first, a lot of gurus out there say find a good deal and the money will find you. I highly dissuade you from waiting for that. So yeah, I would highly recommend that you start talking about what you're up to with multifamily in addition to what you're doing right now with the flip. So there's nothing to stop you from doing some videos, doing a walkthrough with your duplexes, talking about some of the stuff that you're doing with your buy and hold real estate investing, so people kind of associate you with that as well. Does that make sense? So yeah, I
Yes,
would
great idea. Thank you.
highly recommend that. And then the other thing is what we do with our clients is we create a target group of investor prospects. So right now you're kind of doing stuff on social media, which is great, but there's a limited reach depending on how Facebook algorithms are feeling that day, is whether or not anybody sees your video or not, and all this kind of stuff. On the other hand, if you create a target group of people that you're already connected with, friends, family members, coworkers, business associates, people that you know and who know you, and you get that off of social media and you create your own little platform via email and maybe a website, then you can really control the conversation a lot more around that, and you're not uh, at the whims of the social media gods, so to speak, right? So because that's a part of the challenge with social media, we have very little control over how our message gets out and who sees it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if you have this target group, it really simplifies your life a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah. Excellent. So Christine, if people would like to get more Christine Glasner and find out more about you and watch some of your videos, what's the best way for them to do that?
Right now, that'd probably be my Facebook page, Christine R. Glasner. And the videos are on there. The YouTube channel has kind of been created. I'm still in the process of migrating the videos over there, as well as getting help connecting the Facebook page to the Instagram.
Nice.
So the Instagram is, excuse me, is my flippin' 50s, which is what I call my video series.
I like it. That's a great handle. Well, that's fantastic. Well, Christine, good work on what you've done and overcoming the challenges, personal and professional, that you've had to overcome to make this happen, and chugging along and doing your first flip, and also looking at a larger multifamily. That's exciting stuff.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will talk to you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.